We have some new leaked images of the OnePlus 8 Pro that show, well, a different color option, but not much else. Apple might start manufacturing their own chips and modems way sooner than we thought, and Huawei just launched the new Mate XS or XS, whatever, with a better hinge and, not necessarily a better price tag. I'm Jaime Rivera, and I know, I should be in Barcelona. Instead, I don't even want to talk about this. This is Pocketnow Daily. The official news today begin with deals as always, but here's the thing, I would never recommend a 15-inch MacBook Pro, even if I use one. But the thing about it is, when you get to see that B&H currently has the 2019 15-inch MacBook Pro $700 off, and that means the 16 gigs of RAM, 512 gigs of storage at $2,100 shipped, that's actually the computer I'm using. It's not so bad. I mean, moving on to Amazon, we've got the Powerbeats 3 for $21 off, leaving them at $79 shipped. And finally, Amazon's 4K Fire Stick is as low as $25. But that's just some of the deals. You've got some more in the description. Now, let's talk about the LG V60 ThinQ. I mean, I even debated if I wanted to cover these leaks because it's not necessarily because of the phone, but really the leak per se. I mean, what we see is a render that shows the phone from the front where we're sort of able to see that water drop notch, which means that we won't be getting the dual camera modules that we had on the V50. The earpiece also seems to be larger. That could hint to dual speakers. The V60 ThinQ is also expected to bring a 4-channel microphone system, a 5,000 mAh battery, a quad camera setup, and the Qualcomm Snapdragon 865 along with 8 gigs of RAM. I mean, could we also get a leak from the back? Because from the front, there's only so much I can tell you. I mean, the wallpaper. Now let's move the spotlight over to everything that should have gotten announced at MWC but didn't for reasons that we know, starting with Sony. Some bold changes, but I don't know if I'm supposed to enjoy them or laugh because, for example, I mean, the company announced a couple of products, but let's focus on the flagship, starting with the Sony Xperia 1 Mark II. Has a 6.5-inch 4K OLED display, 21:9 aspect ratio, motion blur detection, and 90 Hz refresh rate. It packs a Qualcomm Snapdragon 865, 8 gigs of RAM, and 256 gigs of storage. At the back, we get a quad camera setup with 3 12-megapixel shooters and a time-of-flight sensor. It also brings a 4,000 mAh battery and a headphone jack. Price tag and availability will be released later, but the company also announced their Xperia Pro, which is their new approach to 5G. It will bring almost the same features of the Xperia 1 Mark II, like the display, the cameras, but it packs a 4-way millimeter wave antenna system. Now, the main selling point for this phone is that it can broadcast 360-degree video, and it brings an HDMI port because you can wire yourself for a secondary display. As if, and here's the reason why I want to laugh, you can currently do Sidecar on a Mac and an iPad, even the oldest iPad, the oldest iPad Pro pretty much, and you can do that wirelessly. But the thing about it is, the funniest part was when they announced that the Sony Alpha UI was making it to the camera system. I'm like, wait a second. Who actually likes that system other than Sony engineers? It's one of the main reasons I stopped using Sony cameras because their UI is terrible. Let me know if you're the 1 or 2 engineers that are watching this video that disagree with me in the comments. Now, another peculiar event that happened in Barcelona, and bear with me here as it's rather interesting as the Huawei one, because it happened at the same venue as always. The place was actually packed, but the thing about it is, Richard Yu presented virtually. He wasn't in the keynote. And people are like, wait, he wasn't in Barcelona? No, my friend Michael Josh actually interviewed him. He is in Barcelona. Thing about it is the company has just announced their new Mate Xs or 10s or whatever they want to call it. Kirin 990 5G SoC with a better hinge mechanism. It brings an 8-inch Full HD Plus foldable OLED display, 8 gigs of RAM, and a quad camera system that includes a 40-megapixel main sensor, a 16-megapixel wide, and an 8-megapixel telephoto and a time-of-flight sensor. It also packs a 4,500 mAh battery with 55-watt charging. The 8 gigs of RAM, 512 gigs of storage variant will cost you 2,500 euros? Yeah, euros. And it'll be available next month globally, but I wonder what they mean by globally without Google Play services. We'll see. Now here's the thing, I debated whether if I should leave this as the hottest news or not, because, we've been hearing about the whole idea of Apple making their own chips, and that's fine. I mean, they've been doing it on the iPhone ever since the iPad first generation, and then they brought it to their iPhones, but here's the thing. Now we've got Ming Chi Kuo with predictions, claiming that these will be ready in 2021 and that they could even power the Mac. The report also mentions the fact that we will be getting new 5G iPhones and the new iPad Pros with the mini LED displays in the second half of 2020 and will bring a 5nm TSMC processor. But Apple would launch the Mac with that processor until 2021. The report also mentions that Cupertino has become more aggressive with the research, development, production, and investment in these 5nm chips. And the reason why I find this to be hot is, oh my god, okay, Macs? That's gonna be interesting. Probably not the Pro variants, I don't know, but what's gonna happen with Intel after this? Because, I mean, right now AMD is like creeping up on Intel, and now Apple? Guess which manufacturers are gonna do the same after? Pretty much every one. But finally, the hottest, and I'm gonna leave them as hottest news today, have to do with new renders of the OnePlus 7. Yeah, I know, it's OnePlus 8 5G, but you're gonna understand why I meant 7. The images were posted on Slashleak that show us a phone in purple violet color, and well, we can see the triple camera setup at the back that resembles that 7 Pro and the OnePlus 5G branding at the bottom. We also have another image that shows the same device wrapped up in some plastic where we're only able to see the triple cameras and the OnePlus logo. Now, OnePlus 8 5G is expected to launch probably early March, April. But let us know in the comments down below, what do you think? I mean, it's pretty much the same design of the OnePlus 7 Pro. Are you happy with that or not? Because in my case, I wasn't really a fan of that OnePlus 7 Pro. I preferred the 7T. And, you know, I thought that we were going to get that McLaren, you know, that concept that we saw over in CES. Let us know in the comments down below if you like it. I don't. I mean, I would be willing to put up with it for another year if they decide to drop the price. But that's just me. Leave us a comment down below. We'd love to know your opinion. Friends, again, if you want to get the news earlier, follow us on Pocketnow.com and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. Also, follow us on social media. Our extended coverage happens on Instagram, and follow me on my personal handles to see me not be in Barcelona. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I'm Jaime Rivera. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.